All right. Today we're doing some work on the NASA Landsat data processing pipeline. I showed you that pipeline in a previous live stream, and so I'll put a link to that in the description. So we're going to start in the pipeline itself, which I gave you a technical tour of previously. The project that I'm working on for this pipeline right now is a project called Floating Forests. And what Floating Forest does is it allows folks to classify kelp off of the coastlines that are captured in NASA Landsat data. So we're working on putting a custom task inside of our data processing pipeline in order to make this possible on a completely automated scale. And we're almost at the end now, so we can automatically download images from ESPA, which is NASA's service, and then we can perform transformations on them in a custom floating forest task. Finally, we need to upload them to our citizen science platform. One thing that remains for us to do, and the thing that we'll be working on now, is making it possible to get manifest data for the images. So you'll see on this image right here, if I click the information button, I receive additional information about the scene, a map link, the latitude, the longitude, which spacecraft took this image, so on and so forth. We need to work on making this data available out of our pipeline. Currently, our pipeline produces that data already, and I'll show you that. Here is where our final task puts its output, and it puts that data inside of this manifest.csv file. Okay, so the thing is that right now I get an error when I'm trying to upload all of these images to our citizen science platform because that manifest file is in there and the system doesn't recognize that file as one that would be uploaded as an image. So I'll get can't identify image file because I try to process all the files in here as images, and that's not an image. So we're going to move that, and then we're going to make that available to upload to our citizen science platform by modifying the way that our upload task works. So first of all, we need to move that. So let me show you the task where we do all of the stuff for Floating Forest. Floating Forest has its own custom task rather than a composition of other smaller tasks. And that's because it's our foundation client. It's the very first project that we've used this image processing pipeline on. So I need to go to the upload subject task. Currently, this is where we upload all of our images, so we'll be changing this later. All of the processing happens in the floating forest task, which you can see here. It's a pretty big task. And what we're going to change is the place that we put the manifest. So we write the manifest here. And where do we put it? We write the header, etc., etc. That's not what I need. So let me pull up. So we write the manifest. That's what this says. Let's find out where this is used. Right there. So currently it lives at the accepted tiles path. So it lives in the place where we put all of the accepted tiles. What I actually want to do is put it in this floating forest interstitial products folder. So we get the floating forest interstitial products folder path somewhere. The rejected tiles path is going to be that path plus this rejected folder. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to look at where I set the rejected files path. You're mad. Let's look up at the top. Rejected tiles. There we go. So it's the scratch path plus rejected. So it looks like this is actually what I need. So if I back up to where it was previously located, that's what I'm going to want right here. So from now on, this is going to get put in here, which is great. So let me go ahead and delete it from here. And then it's going to go inside of this interstitial products file. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust this upload subject task. The thing about the upload subject task is it's not just for floating forests. We're going to use this to upload images to the citizen science platform for any project that works on this platform. And it is not necessarily going to be the case that every project is going to want the inclusion of a manifest. So we're going to customize the way this task works using some arguments. And the way that we put arguments into a task is by setting their config. So I can show you an example of this in another task. Let me see if I can find you another task. So let's auto scroll from my source here. That's going to bring me to the upload subject task. If we go to the GIS operations task, you can see that this is how we get a hold of our properties, which we get out of config. So that's what we're going to do here as well. So I'm going to copy this. We're going to need two of these. The upload subject task is going to have, and this is going to be include manifest, and this is going to be include manifest. And then I'm going to want this again. Whoops. And this is going to be manifest path. And this is going to be manifest path. Yeah. So we're going to include those when we make this task. Now let's go over to where I have this task set up. Let's see. Let's make an incognito window for this. I don't think I have one up. Oh, I do have one up. I do have one up. Doop boop boop. Yeah. All right. So here is my admin dashboard for this application. And so the upload task is going to be a pipeline stage. And what I want to do is edit it. So I need to edit floating forest custom stage 2 panoptes operations.upload subject. So my config is currently empty, and this is where I'm going to include my new things. So I want to include the manifest. You know what, before we do this, let's take a look at something that has config and make sure we understand how to do it. Okay, that looks good. So it's going to be your typical JSON config. Ba-ba-da-bum, ba-ba-da-bum. Include manifest, and that's going to be true. Yeah. We might need to include a check for if that's there. And then the manifest path is gonna be how do we want to do this? Currently we set these by so the input directory is pipeline.getStages, and then I take the output file name. Simple enough. And then in my abstract operation, this is the thing that all tasks inherit from. I make an output directory based on whatever this is, output directory. So pipeline stage, output file name. So we set output file name on these. And let's confirm that we know what that is. Let's save this. That's not valid yet. We're going to come back. Okay, fine. Hello. Now it should let me save. It is valid JSON. Why is it upset? Oh, because this is not the same kind of quote as the other one. That's not what it is? Oh, it looks like I still had the other double quote on there. What is the issue? I think I need to look at this bigger because I can't see it. It looks right. Let's try that. What is the problem? Whoops. All right. This is what we're going to do. We're going to go to pipeline stages. We're going to get a hold of that. I'm going to come in here. And I'm going to say include manifest. That's going to be true. And this is going to be manifest path. Hello. Do you think maybe it was the type of quotes? Maybe it was the type of quotes. Now it's happy. Sweet. All right, so let's check it out. Manifest path, include manifest. So we need to figure out how to get that path. So where's the output? Where is this determined? So we essentially want to do this. So maybe we keep this here and remove it from our upload subject. And this one's going to be essentially, rather than output directory, it's going to be manifest directory. Like that. And then we have to figure out where output directory gets set. So the output directory name comes from output file name on the pipeline stage. If we go to the pipeline stage, where is output directory set? Let's look here. I know that output directory is a transformation of this operation. So let's see. Looks like it uses a string replace. This is a very hacky way to find this. Postgres data, API models. So this is where it comes from. And ours is currently called whatever interstitial products. Maybe we should name it similar. So you have like floating forest operations, floating forest, interstitial products. Let's try it. Except it's going to be interstitial product. Location. Yeah, and that's going to be like that. Interstitial products. So back over here, we are going to use whatever we just called that interstitial product location. There we go. So now we've got the location of our manifest directory, which is great. Our manifest directory. So we don't need this scratch anymore. And then an upload subject, include manifest here is fine. Let's do this. We're going to set a default value of false. Whoops. Else return false. False. The problem is I'm switching back and forth between JSON and Python. Okay, but if it's a JSON false, all right, well, we'll just have to see if that works. Include manifest. Great. So now we can get the manifest and we can get a directory name in wherever we're naming this, we need to find that. Wherever we're naming our so we name it Floating Forest Interstitial Products. And we want it to be that interstitial product path that we defined. And that's going to be located. Yeah, so this is an abstract operation, and so we can get our manifest directory. It doesn't seem to think there's a self. So where are we getting the output directory from? Oh, we send it in. Presumably from wherever our task is made. That's going to be in the apply method. And actually, I think maybe rather than absolutizing the file name over in pipeline stage, we might want to do that differently. Well, we'll find out. So we've got the manifest directory there, which we now send into runff. And this is going to be the manifest directory. So for now, I'm going to name this. Actually, no, that should be fine. That's fine. Manifest directory right there. Yeah. So that should get all of the files into the right place, I think. Let's test that out by doing this. So this 0523 one is our like test one. So what I'm going to do is get rid of those 3 things. And then I have a little debugging script that I use. So I think there are a couple of things in this that we're going to have to put back in. So I think we need to delete these, but then I think in my downloads, there's like some more files that needs that I have to delete periodically because it takes up too much space on my computer. And then I have to go get them again, which is obviously not ideal. Okay, so if we go to the pins, I'm pretty sure it's that one. Yeah, so I gotta get all this stuff. Direct download. While that downloads, I'm gonna use a bathroom real quick. We'll be right back. Okay. So we've got the files. Let's take a look at them in our downloads. Yeah. So let me unzip that. While that unzips, I'm going to go delete the previous one, although I need the name still. So this name, it has to be this name because this is the name associated with the sample task that we use to run this. So we need to get the name. And we're going to have to replace everything that has that name with this name. Did it not? Supposedly it's expanding it. There we go. Mm-mm. The move takes a minute because these files are massive. Let's put on some music. That's not it. Okay. Did it copy? Great. So now we're going to copy and paste that, and everywhere we have to do it. Oh, it's already named this now. All right, we're going to have to go through and do this on all of them. It's like kind of annoying, but it's okay. Almost there. All right, do they all say 523 right there? Looks like they do. So in this, we can run our sample project and just like make sure that this task works without having to boot up the whole application. So here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring down the app actually. And I'm going to say pipenv run console. Is that what you say? All right, and then I'm going to say from thea.utils. Import all that. And then it's going to run my trial operation for me. It's mad. What do we miss? Screw around with this low lighting or small font size. Crapola. name than the one I had. Why? Why would 588 have changed? Because it should be this. All right, let's put it back to the other one and see if that works. You know what? Let's try this. Pull that out. Yeah. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to yank. And then we're going to call it. That's going to be 710. And that's going to be 08. All right, it's not going to let me do that. What a sad. All right, whatever. One more. Great. Whatever. All right, so it's still working off of the other file name. So where is it getting this file name from? Well, I think we have to reload it to that. File not found, no such file or directory. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it looks like it's doubling up a name somewhere. That's not right. Because we set the scratch path. I bet that's what it is. Like, it doesn't need this. That's my bet. All right, let's try again. This is why it's really nice to have this fast feedback loop, because if I had to reboot the app every time we do this, it would just take forever. All right, things are happening. Whoo-wee! Hopefully everything gets put in the right place. So our goal here is to make sure everything gets put in the right place. And if it does, then we can move on to getting the manifest uploaded. Let me get I need to plug in. There we go. Oh my gosh, you do not want to stay plugged. What is your death wish? Okay. While that runs, I'm going to mute and eat. It takes a minute to run. It's a big pipeline. It does a lot of image transformation. We're getting there. Let's see where it looks like our files are going. Oh, God. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. That's what we wanted. Oh. Now, the kicker is going to be, does the manifest get in here? That's what I want. This is programming, people. It's mostly string replacement and sitting around. Sorry that live streaming is not so exciting. If you watch my pre-recorded videos, there's more going on, but that's because I put a lot of preparation in to be like coding the whole time. This is my actual job that you're seeing right now, and this is what it's like all the time. Not all the time, a lot of the time. Processing finished. Ah! Ah! Where's our manifest file? Do you see it? Do you see it? Ah! This is so good. I can't believe we almost got it on the first try. That never happens. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. So now we need to make sure that the upload subject has access to the manifest. So here's what we'll do. It needs to get these. Let's see how it gets that. The name of the file it's supposed to be getting things out of. Upload subject. So it gets the file names. And we need to somehow make sure that it gets that name. So let's take a look at tasks and see how tasks does this. So it sets the input directory. Like that. And then it needs the manifest directory. So this one doesn't establish an output directory, but the others do. So let's take a look at floating for it, because it's the last one, so it doesn't need to. But if we look at apply, the implementation of apply in here, we see that it establishes an output directory. And the way that it does that is it checks the output directory and then makes it if it needs to. In this case, we're not going to need it to do that, but we are going to need it. We need to get self.manifest directory. So this is what we need to do. This, I think, is where we need to. Check on the manifest thing. Okay, so let's put this if true. No, if include manifest. Else. We could potentially clean these up, but I just... Okay, so this is what we're going to do for right now is either way, it's going to be the same. Oh my gosh. And then what I want to do is if include manifest is true, some like stuff is going to happen here with self.manifest directory. Yeah. Okay, so how do we include a manifest? I know that our API client helps us with this, but I don't know exactly how. So I'm actually going to pull it down. Not this. This. Oh, it's very upset. Look at it. Any mention of a manifest whatsoever. Hmm. Manifest mentioned in here? No. Hmm. Literally the only occurrence of manifest in the project. Wonder if it's called something else. Doesn't appear to be. Okay, so we're going to create a subject. And that subject is going to have the manifest on it. Ah! Look at this. This looks like potentially what I want. Metadata. Yeah, that looks like it. Metadata, blah, 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 metadata. Interesting. And the metadata is supposed to be a dictionary. How fascinating. Okay, I think this is what we want. Okay, so let's go over here. And let's see if it's subject. So we make it. That's what we want. We want to add the metadata like that. All right, I want to think about this for a second, and I'm going to get some water. And then we're going to come back and finish. Okay, so let's do this metadata thing. So we know, oh my gosh, the metadata. So where do we get the metadata? We know it's supposed to be a dictionary. That's great. This is not, okay, I don't need this anymore. Wait, the metadata is supposed to be, the metadata is supposed to be a Python dictionary. That's cool. So we may need to parse the CSV, which I'm not super pumped about, but whatever. So what changes have I made here? It looks like we already tried to get metadata up at some point. Because what we have here is, so if we go to our manifest, we have a CSV. It's got the name of the file. Okay, so we'll need to import CSV in our upload subject thing, I think. Let's look at how that works in Python. Because what I want to do is basically get, what I want to do is get this column and match it on the name of the file that I'm currently working with. And then send all the rest of these as a dictionary. This part seems unnecessary. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5 in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I don't think we need to send scene, but other than that, I think that's what we send up. All right, so let's take a look. I do not want to listen to this song at the moment. This guy's amazing. You should listen to this cover. It's absurd. Okay, anyway. You know what might be faster than writing it to the manifest and reading it back out of the manifest might be sending it along. Maybe. How would that work? Because the metadata goes by scene. I guess we have metadata in here for all slides, not just accepted slides. So maybe not. Okay, so back to reading the CSV. So we go by row. How many columns are in this? Or how many rows are in this? Oh, it's like not a million. Okay, well, okay. Because if it was 10,000, that would be one thing. But if it's 50, I'm not as concerned about the speed of this. Okay, import CSV. Where's my import CSV? And actually what I'm going to do is pull that out, put this back. Wait. I only want to move these. And on each created subject. Oh, you could send the metadata in. So you could be like, metadata. Okay, well, I'm going to need the file name itself, and I'm going to use that to get the thing out of the CSV. So this is writing. How do I get the header? Oh, I can use a dict writer. Create an object which operates like a regular writer but maps dictionaries on output. What would that look like? With open. Yep, that's what I want. Sort of. Is there a dict reader? Dict. Reader objects, reader objects, reader objects. No, I don't think so. Hold on. Python. Yeah, dict reader. Yeah, it says something about dict reader. That thing. So if I read, and then I have to go through every row and check the file name. That's so annoying. File name. I mean, I guess that makes sense. Kind of. Okay. All right, well, let's try this. So we already have that part. And what we're going to do is we're going to require now for a manifest to be called manifest.csv. That's what I'm going to require. So we're going to do if path.join exists. I probably have to import path. That's in OS. Yeah, so then if I come down here and say, whoops, path.exists. How do we do exists? Let's try. Yeah, well, I tried that. Maybe. And this also has to be true. And I'm going to rename this actually from include manifest to include metadata. Like that. And it's not like this in Python, it's and. And this is going to be metadata. I would like these to be on like lines. All right, so if we have asked to include the metadata and the path exists, then we want to do this, but we're in column mode right now, so let's get out of column mode and do with open. Let's save that off as manifest file location. And we're going to insist that it be called manifest for now, I think. We can go in and change that later if needed. So we open, blah, 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 blah. Then we do this dict reader. And then if we were to print row, it would look like this, supposedly. So ours would look like, just to give an example here, like, okay, theoretically, right? Okay, theoretically, you're going to get file name, blah, Does that look accurate to the... Yeah, it looks like that's what happens. It's upset because I'm using Java. Java commenting in Python doesn't work. Word to the wise. So this is what you're going to get, and it's going to have... It's going to be like row 1, so on, so forth. Row 1, 1 is going to be what's there. And so on and so forth. Obviously, that's not a valid dictionary, but this is like what we're going to get if we print this row out right here. So what we actually want is the row where the file name is the final file name that you have up here. So this file name is the fully articulated path. So we actually need to figure out how to get the end file name from OS. Sure. I don't think this is what I'm worried about. I don't think this is what I want. Without the extension is also not what I'm looking for. It's not actually going to make me split this on a slash, is it? Hmm. Okay, how can I extract the folder path from file path? This might be it. That, nope. I guess. Well, okay. It's not the worst way I've seen to get the file name. This is going to be file name. So here we need also import. Where was I? Here. And it looks like it needs to be that. And I'm going to put in here. For when we do our first test run, I'm going to be able to see this. Determine that that's right. So the other thing is that I don't want to have to construct this whole dictionary every single time we do the file name. So I don't think we should do it that way. I think we should move it out. So like this. Oh gosh. So we'll do who is this? All right. It's going to be capital because we are writing Python. So if blah, 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 that's going to make that true. And then we're going to use this further down in here. It's going to be if using manifest. Then we're going to fetch. So this is where we're going to fetch from dictionary. And this up here, we're going to like create the dictionary. So we have our thing here. So for row and reader, so here we're going to say metadata dictionary. And actually, I'm going to move that out to here because I'm going to need that at the same scope as using manifest. Because this is what we're going to extract data out of. Metadata dictionary, great. So this is what so we have our metadata dictionary. We'll still have that even if we're not using the manifest, but it's a very small amount of memory and I'm going to want it in scope rather than passing the scope around. That would be worse. So we're using the manifest, then we're going to open this, do a dict reader, and then we get this dictionary. I want to make reads fast because we only have to do this once, but we have to read constantly. So this is what I'm going to do is for the row in the reader, I'm going to say metadata dictionary at row at file name. Yeah, equals row. So what this is going to do is it's going to create a dictionary that's like, this is the key, like that. And the fetch on that is just going to be so much faster than going through an array. And since we fetch 50 times for every time we build this thing, that seems like a good trade-off. But I'm also going to print. And that's what we're going to use name only. So that's going to be the key here. Okay, so this is going to be meta. And it's going to be name only. Like that, and then we're going to send that in here. So we need to do this. Like that. I think. Yeah. So let's do that in debugging and see what we get. Why am I listening to this? Oh, it's because I'm at the end of my playlist. Okay, I have to go back up. Thrilling. This guy on guitar is awesome. You should look him up too. All right, so what are we doing? Oh yeah, we're changing debugging. And now it's going to be like Actually, I think I might need to run this entire pipeline once to get a job bundle with the current set of pipelines with the updated. Cause in the oh, that's right, I brought down the app. Let me bring that back up. Where am I? Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to come over here and do it. So remember, we have to change manifest to metadata in here. I'm not sure I actually need that. Metadata path. Do I use that at all? No, I don't need that. So we're getting rid of it. Yeah. So here's what we'll do. Is we're going to leave this intact. We're just going to comment it out. And then I'm going to come down here and I'm going to make a new trial, except this one's not going to be comment out. Workspace Thea temp blah 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 for Panoptes operations. Upload subject. So we're going to get a hold of this. This is getting long. Tile. What does that say? 8? PNG. Whoa, don't freak out on me. All right, let's do some more. What does the next one say? 29, right? And then 30. We'll do 8, 29, 30. Cute. Okay. Then we're going to do upload. Upload subject. And then we're going to use the same job bundle. So it's actually going to be the same thing. And it's going to try to connect to prod and upload this, but I'm betting there's going to be, like, I would be shocked if there weren't snafus. So let's just improve our logging a little before we do it. So we get our file name. We print the rows. Let's do this. All right. I'm going to hoist that back down. From thea.utils.debugging import. Where did I say multiple subjet sets? I must have accidentally changed that at some point. I am getting lazy, and so I'm going to copy that. I just have a feeling we're going to do this a bunch. Key error, include metadata. I want to print the config. And I'm also going to, whoa. Nope. I can't imagine that I'm not going to be able to find that, but just in case. Try it again. Now we've pasted that line, so we're in better shape for my lazy self. Config is empty. I'm betting this is because we need to run the pipeline. and get the new task information loaded up. Okay, so I'm going to do that. That's going to mean waiting around a little bit. It's going to also mean starting the application. Here we go. Okay, so let's see how it does. 2, 1. Don't want to mess with it, honestly. So we're going to do it to example image project, and we want FF custom. There we go. Oh yeah, let's run the worker. We got to run the worker. Shut the honey down and boot her back up. Need you to shut down a little faster than that. She lives. All right, here we go. So we should see, yeah, we see locate scenes appear here. I'm going to pause the recording while this is going because it's going to take time and it's going to be boring. And my computer needs honestly, the cycles.